right, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel, guys. It is time for 3 big-time budget winners from Civivi. These come by way of the pass-around group, the lefty pass-around group, and it's time to jump right in. So let's give you a preview of all 3, and then we'll do them one at a time. This will be a bit of a longer video for me, but I'm excited to show these off. Really good budget offerings. Now, this is the Civivi Incendi. Obviously, we have OD Green G10, and we have a beautiful black wash blade and a button lock. The second one is an oldie but a goodie, re-released kind of here a little bit. This is the mini Praxis, again in OD Green as well, and a black wash blade with a liner lock. I don't know why I shut that one. I meant to leave it open. And then third, but definitely not least, I got to check this out at Blade Show this year, and to be honest, I wasn't super excited to check it out, but now that I've gotten a chance to have it in, I love this. This is the Civivi Cendy, designed by Nafs or Ben Peterson. Very cool. You do have some extra tools back here we'll talk about. Liner lock with a machine satin blade. So which one should we do first? Let's start with the Incindie here, okay? So with the button lock, you guys know typically plunge locks or button locks are not always my favorite thing because of the spring. But if anybody does a button lock right, it's Civivi. They get it every stinking time. There is your plunge lock. There is just the most minor amount of button stick, not even worth talking about, but I did. And you end up with the feeling of a detent. Now, it doesn't have a detent. It's a spring, of course, holding it in. Not going to shake out. Really, really cool. Now, there are 4 versions of this guy. There's this one you see here. There is a black one with a gray wash blade. There's a black, by the way, these are all G10. Black G10 with a black wash blade like this one. And then there is a ivory G10 with a really cool looking Damascus. Now, the Damascus one is $93, and these 3 right here in front of me with, well, if I can remember the steel, 14C28N are $69. $63.75. Wow, I am way off today. So let's just go through this one real quick. So you have, again, OD Green G10. You do have checkering here and like this milling on the top and the bottom with this chamfer. Now, it is technically flat scales, but again, with those heavy chamfers, you end up with it feeling much better. You now have a nice kind of groove in the middle of the handle here with speed holes all the way through. You do have a reversible clip, no plate, but definitely screws to reverse that clip. Very cool indeed. You have full liners, and you do have some weight reduction milling in there. There is your stop pin back here. And again, a nice big long blade. Now, I was worried at first about, well, wait a minute. Is that it is. Hold on. That just explained everything. Yes, sir. Okay. So I was a little worried about this grind being not very tall, not because somebody thought I was saying I was worried about the cutting performance because of the fuller. The fuller doesn't cause the issue. What causes the issue is the grind being not very tall. Although we started with very thin stock, and man, look how thin it comes at the tip here. How crazy is that? Crazy, crazy, crazy. But we actually have a hollow grind here. That explains everything. And so this is a absolutely crazy cutter. Very nicely done by Civivi as usual. And then by having a swedge on the top, you end up with a nice pass through on all your cuts. Very easy. Now, it does stay thicker for long enough to put your thumb either here or to sort of choke up. You can sort of stay here. I got to move some stuff. We're having focus issues. All right. So it's not enough room for a full finger choil, but you can kind of trigger this back. My preferred grip which is a full 4-finger grip, is back here. You do have this swell in your palm. It feels really nice. I go right over the top of that clip, and the clip is not an issue for me at all. Not a problem. So what I'm doing is I land right here. Now you can go right here. There's no jimping there, but that's okay with me, obviously. And again, when we are closed, we are dead center. When we are locked up, there is no side to side, no up and down. You can see we are locked up really, really nicely. Again, I can't give you a percentage because it's a plunge lock, but there you go. Again, button lock. The button is nice and discreet here, and then it obviously pops out a little bit there. But again, you're not gripping on that button. So for me, it's not an issue. So really, really cool. Let's just hit, again, I said this was going to be a longer video, so just pace yourself, guys. Almost 8 inches, 7.95, 3.48 inch blade with 0.12 of an inch stock. 57 to 59 on the 14C. I do wish that was a little higher. I prefer like 58 to 61, but you know, it's okay. It is a hollow grind. The handle is 4.47 inches overall with a 0.51 thickness, which is great. Feels very good. It is on bearings, and it is 3.94 ounces. Now, we're going to hold our comparisons till the end. So let's go on to the next one, which is a little tiny guy. This is the mini Praxis. Now, I have reviewed a Praxis before, but not a mini Praxis. Now, if you go to the mini Praxis, there are 5. And by the way, I'm going to have links to all these down below. There are 5 versions of this. And I'm at Blade HQ, and one of them's out of stock. That's the Caborsha wood. But the ones that are in stock are this one right here, a black G10 with a sand washed handle, a Ultim one with a sand wash handle. Now, these two G10 ones are less than $30, $29.75. The Ultim version is $39.70, and then there is a black Ultim version again for $39.70 as well. I'll have links to all of those down below. And it is a liner lock. You can see we have decent access to the liner to unlock. Could be a little bit more, but it's, I mean, come on, it's a $30 knife. We are locked up. Man, the black on black there is crazy. We're at about 35% on the lockup. You can see we have a phenomenal detent. This detent is so good. You can see we're on bearings. We are dead center. Doubly checking. Yep. Nice construction. Again, you're going to have with Civivi, you're going to have those full liners. You do have quite a bit of weight reduction. It is a liner lock indeed. Now, real quick on the specs, and then I'll talk a little bit more on this one. This one is also listed as a hollow grind, but it is a much taller blade. It is 0.10 on the thickness of the blade, which to me just says I'm going to slice anything and everything. 6.79 inches overall with a 2.9 inch blade and 3.81 inch handle, 0.45 on the thickness, and 2.77 ounces. And again, this particular one, guys, is $29.75. Now, there's no side to side. There is no up and down. It is locked up absolutely beautifully. And again, just a phenomenal detent. Phenomenal. Just really, really well done. Now, checkered G10, it is flat scales, but again, huge chamfers here. And when you do that, it does feel like it's contoured. Nice, typical Civivi clip, plenty of room. It is not reversible on this one. Again, $30. I get it. So really, really cool. How does this one cut? And the answer is, I mean, this is very thick cardboard. And the answer is really well. Look at that. I mean, it just comes on down. There we go. You can see that a lot better now. Just a very nice, I'm making a mess again, a nice slicer on this one. And by the way, you can use that pin right there for a lanyard. Let's see, I forgot to show on this guy. Yep, same thing. They usually give you that extra pin for your lanyard. All right, third but not least is this guy. And again, Ben Peterson from NAFS, Ben Banters, just gets the word simple. This is the Sendy, a very simple knife. It is, again, on bearings. There is your internal stop pin. And what we have is a knife that fits inside the handle. I love this. I want to design one, but every time I've designed one, hasn't quite come out the way I like it for me, and I'm weird. So I will get there eventually, but I love the people that are able to do these right now. You have a loop over deep carry clip, a little bit different here. You have a different style. Now this one is also made by Civivi, but again, it's a different size clip, a different style clip, and it has a lot more clearance. Comes in and out of the pocket well. We'll talk about it in the grip in a minute. A really interesting flipper tab here, and you do have some jimping on the end of that, and it just works. And the money piece for this one, in my opinion, is this really cool, classic-looking, traditional-looking spay blade. This feels like if you did this, like that should be in the handle of a slip joint somewhere. And it's just so cool to see it as a liner lock, which, by the way, locks up at about 50%. It's dead centered. The play you're going to feel is because this is ridiculously thin. If you come back here, there is no play. There's no lock rock. And now it's filthy from my sweaty hands, but beautifully done. I mean, this is absolutely super cool. It is a Nitro V. The other two are in 14C. Great jimping, really good traction jimping. You do have a nice sharpening choil. You know what? Forgot to talk about that on the other two. Yeah, we appear to be fine right there on the Incindie and on the mini Praxis. Yeah, plenty of room for the sharpening choil. So really, really cool indeed. I'm liking this. Now, if you're wondering, by the way, great pass through to the lock bar. It is on bearings, so it is very smooth, and I love this, by the way, contour G10 with, it's either two-tone G10 or it's got an underliner there in like a maroon G10. I'm not sure. We'll see if it says, and a maroon backspacer with that lanyard post. Really, really cool. And just love this more horizontal texturing on the handle. Now, what it does have, and somebody said to me they weren't so happy that the next piece was steel, but we'll see. This is tweezers, okay? So let's put those back in. They come out of the handle there. And so, guys, this is a multi-tool. The toothpick, a lot of people were wishing this was plastic, but I actually like the part that it's steel. But I hear what some of you are saying about, you don't really like that putting a steel pick in your mouth. I get it. It is what it is. It's to each their own. But that is a cool thing. And, man, this detent is phenomenal. Now, on the Sendy, let us go over here. Come on. Again, I told you it was a long video. So we have, again, 4 versions of this. There is the black G10 for $62.65 with a black blade. There is this one for $63.75. Nope. Wait, that's a micarta one. I'm sorry. There is a OD green canvas micarta one for $63.75. There is a Gaboricia wood one with a black blade for $65.79, and then this one for $63.50. So there are 4 really cool options of this one. I will leave the link. 6.52 inches overall with a 2.83 handle and a 2.83 blade and a 2.83 inch blade, 2.5 inch cutting edge with a 0.09 stock, guys. This is uber thin. We'll cut in just a second. 58 to 60, again, not bad. Could be a little bit higher. A spay point blade, 3.68 inch handle with a 0.48 thickness. Now this one is, wow, I've left all kinds of stuff out here. This one is a good 4-finger knife, but I do absolutely feel that clip right there. I feel that point and I feel it here. So, you know, you kind of got to round your hand and really adjust for that, which is why I'm not really using this jimping. I'm kind of out here because I've adjusted that grip. And let's go ahead and cut with it now. Super thin and slicey. I mean, this is ludicrous for the size and style of knife. I mean, it is phenomenal at cutting. I love it. But again, that is a little bit of an issue. I just realized I didn't really talk much about grip on the mini Praxis. I do get 4 fingers, but it is very tight for me. I prefer the full-size Praxis, but I can choke up, and in that case, it's great. I barely feel the clip on this one. That particular clip is not bad. I do feel that poke just a little bit, but not as bad as I feel the one on the Sendy, and that's really my only drawback on the Sendy is that clip. So, but I love these. Again, you can tell we've got some really good budget options for you guys. They're all going to be smaller than the Ontario Rat 1, and they're all going to be, these two are going to be smaller than the Rat 2 as well, and the Incindie is a little bit bigger than the Rat 2. So there you go. Guys, what do you think of these? I would love to hear from you down below. 3 great budget options. Thanks to Civivi for sending these to Lefty so he could send these out to the rest of us. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, sorry this is a longer video, but I knew it would be. There was a lot to talk about. So thank you guys so much for all your support, and thanks for watching the Knives Fast channel.